So here's some of the things we did. And again, it was always about doing the right thing. So I mean, I would kick it off at a new goals. You know, I would do a seminar up there. What was the right thing when someone presents their goal to you? I would just simply ask the audience, what's your goal? How many people want to lose body fat? You know, about 90% would rate. How many would build muscle? Another 10% here, or whatever. I asked the goal, and then I would just deliver the plan. I would deliver the plan exactly the way I would do it for me. Exactly what I would do for me or any family member or whatever, if that was my goal. So I look at that weight look, okay, here's the plan. That's simple. So the conversation would be this. I'm going to make that goal happen, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, as quickly and easy as possible, because instant gratification leads to a lifelong healthy addiction to fitness with permanent gain. So it starts there, right? Therefore, my promise to you is that you will feel better daily and see a significant change in your body weekly. See, I want them to get a visual there. And we would actually use visuals too, not like this one here. But I want them to think that every week there's going to be a difference, just like you see in these pictures. Every week, because that's their instant gratification. Like going to a beauty parlor when you pay $300. You're in there for 4 hours, pay $300, worth every penny. You can join a gym for a year for $300, but you don't see that change that fast. So you get pretty tired of it. It's just not working. I'm going to promise you, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, the program I give you, you're going to change every week where you can see a significant change. That's the instant gratification you're going to get. So you stick. So here's your program, okay? Your choice of the right number of calories. So there's your menu. Exercise, of course, you're already here. That was the harder part. You're already here in the gym, so we got that covered. And here's your nutrients without the calories. Boom. And then, of course, you'll be accountable to me. I'll be measuring your body fat on a regular basis to make sure you stay on goal. Never separate, ever. Not in the lecture that I would do or individually with anybody. Never separate any part, or it appears as a negotiable add-on. Never. It is my plan. Here it is, and my promise to you. And I had a drop close. You'd love this. And I would do this. You got 500 people in the audience, right? They close the gym to pack it with everybody. My drop, at the very end of it, I would just go, hey, how much would you pay to have your dream body in 12 weeks? We did 12-week program. How much would you pay me? And people would throw out $10,000, $5,000. You know, they would throw out anything because I will make that happen, right? Boom, boom. So anyway, bottom line is, you know, those are larger. Here's now some goal Q&A. So think about this. They have a particular goal. We're going to use fat loss for now, related to the third pillar. All right. So we're talking directly about the third pillar, which we call dietary support, which you know is supplements, but dietary support is always kind of the whole, they can picture that. So how fast, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, do you want your journey? Because this part of your program, the pillar 3, was component 3 back in the day, but we call it third pillar now. The part of your program will ease and speed the journey and turn 12 weeks of work into 6 while improving your health. So you feel better daily and see that significant change weekly. And it'll be personalized for exercisers and athletes. So you can't get this stuff in a store. It's personalized for you. They're in right there at that point. I'm going to make the journey fast and comfortable and fun. Meanwhile, mindful, doing it this way means that the work it takes to get to the goal. So I was always the good guy here. I always end with this. It's not what it takes to maintain it. In other words, the calories can eventually go up because we've got to sustain what we've accomplished. We don't want to keep going down. You're just going to melt away. Calories will go up or down if you're weight gain. If the weight gain, because, you know, if you're gaining weight, then your calories are already up. So we can go back down to a comfortable there. The workload can be reduced if you wanted to, a little bit. You know, and instead of doing an hour of cardio, maybe 30 minutes. And the goal subs you won't need. You won't need these fat loss goal supplements. You're always going to take your multi and your protein, but you won't need these once we get to the goal. And then I would also say, and at that point, you may not want to look like a bodybuilder or a fitness model. They all know what that looks like. But you probably want to be somewhere in between where you are now and that look. So I would have that visual. That was it, right? Because I'll tell you this, people that take their supplements, this is a fact. I've been doing this for 50 years. This is a fact. People that take their supplements as recommended get to their goal because everything adds up. Everything contributes to that goal and it keeps them engaged. I took my supplements. Oh, I got to work out, so I'm taking on. So it just all works together. All right. So here's the last thing I would say there. So when we talked about, again, the third pillar, the importance of it. You want to lose weight, both lean body mass and fat, or just body fat? Meaning, would you either just be a smaller version of yourself, or, politely say skinny fat, which I could say back in the day regularly, versus versus being toned. Because everybody thinks tone is really just losing that fat that's flopping around on you. So tone versus you want to be toned or you want to be kind of skinny fat. And everybody always says tone. And you want the results to last. And that's where that visual comes in. So we're going to do it our way. This is what the third pillar does. This is how it works at Jenny Craig, who just went out of business. As we all know, they've closed their doors after 40 years. Kind of sad. This is what happens in regular conventional dieting. I'm not knocking them because they're fine, but obviously you're going to lose about 30% of the calories of your body weight is going to be muscle, right? And this is our way. We have the third pillar. This is what happens. Same thing same thing with the guys. So you have the picture. I always like to use a visual of what it looks like when you do it my way with the third pillar. And these are all things related to the third pillar. Okay, then I know what you want. See, they select. And again, I don't say anything wrong with the other side. I'm just telling you, it's not where most people want to be. More importantly, they're going to rebound on that side. On our side, they don't. We get them addicted to fitness. Okay. So therefore, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, we're going to be feeding muscle and starving body fat with nutrients with low to no calories, giving your body everything it needs without the unneeded calories with these supplements. And boom, that's it. So that's how it is. There's your one pack there. There's your better. And I work with their budgets on this. If you want the Rolls Royce pack, there it is, right? If you want the essentials, there they are. And there's something in between. So we have all that and work with their budget on that. All right. So now from there, so we are done with all the new stuff I could have. I just kind of collected that. You've seen some of this stuff. We talked about it before, but I put it all into one place. So now when you're training your trainers on this stuff, that's a good place to start with just some of that information, some of that language right there. It was always fun back in the day because no one ever said no. It just never happened, ever. And it never did because I wouldn't let them have the program anyway, unless they did all four pillars. They don't get to pick their own. Okay, or any other single pillars on their own. All right, so here's your level 1 package. As you know, we've already covered all this. There is your lean MR, there's your protein, right? Meal replacement, diet integration is the #1 weight control solution. So always talk about that. This is the #1 above drugs, above medications, above it all. Now, this new semi-glutide that's out there might take the place of meal replacement. So from what I'm seeing, I'm cutting appetite. But unfortunately, and what I do love, the doctors are all admitting it now, and I'm sure you've seen on the news, if you go off that drug, which is over $1,000 a month, like $1,400 a month, if you go off the drug, you will gain the weight back almost immediately. So we know that that doesn't happen. We get you addicted to fitness at the same time. And again, you'll save on your groceries, and we know the numbers there. $30 per family member you're going to save by using this, adding this to your regular proteins on a regular basis. And of course, it's your high lactose-free whey protein fiber mix, right? To curb hunger, control calories, feed muscle, starve fat, the go-to for achieving body composition. And then you got your multi. And remember, when you talk about a multi with fat loss, you're always talking about how it relates to that goal, not how it relates to muscle building, which it does, because don't forget, vitamin minerals are what? Actuators of all human metabolism. So bottom line is that means that you can turn it over to anything. So help maximize energy in all fat loss mechanisms because vitamin minerals are in charge of them. If you have 80% of them, you're just not going to lose body fat nearly as well or protect the muscle, including burn more fat. Multivitamin users have less cravings. These are all facts, support immunity and reduce stress without adding calories. The magic word, without adding calories. Okay, and then it's the only 4-in-1, not available in stores. It's for exercisers and athletes. And then, of course, here's the other first product in the thing. Then this is the one with the green tea. Most people have heard of that, and they know it's good for you. Help mobilize that belly fat, liver fat, right? And improve sugar and overall metabolism and the burning of fat there. And then, of course, the African mango to curb hunger to make the journey more pleasant. So there's all the stuff we already looked at, back in January, of course, but I want to make sure you have it all in one place. And this is what it looks like in a program. And again, whenever you give someone, this is what Kat and I have to do for celebrities. We have to print these things out. All these links are live because it goes to their agents or it goes to their managers or it goes to a strength conditioning coach working with the athlete or anything. So they have everything that they need right at their fingertips right here. So I just put these in here behind each one of these programs so you can see. And you can see we have the actives. Like, you got the active in here in your bundle. It just makes it easier because anybody can use an active. I just want you to know that, 2 actives is more than one women's, but one women's is far more than one active. So again, they're very close in total amounts, but so the active just kind of goes across the board. So bottom line is you can use that. Otherwise, supplement them out the way you've been taught, where the women's use this and the over 50 uses that. And then, of course, the vegans, well, they'll have to use the vegan. And then there's your weight loss, tells you how to use it 3 times a day. And one of the big questions we do get there, what if I forget to take it before a meal? You don't need to. Just evenly split throughout the day with this product. You don't have to. It's only because the African mango, when we added that a couple of years ago, that's how they studied it in all the clinical studies. They took it before a meal. So we threw it in there that way. If you can, fine, but it's not necessary, because once your blood levels get up, the idea of taking it 3 times a day, the blood levels stay there of all that stuff. So you'll have that comfortable feeling throughout. And then your lean MR, here are how you incorporate it during your weight loss phase, if you will, body fat reduction, right? You're going to be using it for at least two meals a day. And again, meal replacement really isn't a good word. Most people don't eat 4 meals a day, right? And replace 2 of them with this. Most people eat 2 meals a day. Sometimes 3 if they're lucky. So I don't like the word. It's really a substitute. You're putting it in between 4 meals. You're going to have 2 food meals, 2 regular food meals, your choice, as long as you're staying in your calories. But that opens up you can have a lot more calories than you think when you integrate this as 2 of your meals in between. So whether you use it for breakfast, then you have a big lunch, then you use it for, after lunch, in between, before dinner, and then you got your workout, and then you do dinner. Okay, so that's that's all laid out right here, how you would do that. You work it in for 2 meals a day at least, right? In a maintenance phase, you probably keep it that way. I would just keep it that way. I mean, I've been eating as a bodybuilder, 3 times a day. We have a before and after workout, and then you have another meal later at night with it. But no one ever stopped. I mean, I don't know a single one of anybody in my orbit that doesn't use these things for a meal or 2 a day. And that's one way of being able to maintain the weight loss forever, or the body you want. You're getting high nutrition, very nutrient dense nutrition, low calorie. You can't do that with food, but you need food too. So don't get me wrong. So this helps you eat the things you kind of want to eat on those bigger meals. All right. So what's level 2? We simply add this. Because now we can really recover. Because remember, you can't use Lean MR for a pre-post shake, so it can't be doubled out like a pre-post and meal replacement formula, because that can be a meal replacement and a pre-post shake. This can, because of the fiber, you can, but you're just not going to get the same benefit because it's got 6 grams of fiber in there. So it actually wants to stay in your stomach rather than get out. So therefore, you're using this for your 2 meals, and then you use this for your pre-post workout. That's as high as you get. So you build or maintain muscle better and longer than far beyond protein by supplying those direct building blocks, and not just the blocks, but more important, the singles in a very low calorie mix, right? So this is really about controlling body composition with this. So again, this will add to your recovery. And if you're really on an aggressive body fat reduction program, I would not let you do it without adding this. So I would put you automatically on level 2. If you're on just standard one, you're good over here. But if you're on an aggressive one and you're in a challenge or something like that, or you really got to get your weight down quick, then you're definitely going to be using this before and after your workout and during your workout. So there's that. That's level 2. And here's what it looks like in here. So there's your Lean MR, weight loss, liver support, as we talked about. And they're on workout days only. It's the only time you need it. 1 scoop 10 minutes before and drink it during the workout. And then 1 scoop after, or just put both scoops in it. And that's what most people do now, and start drinking it before and just drink it all the way to the end of the workout, and you're good to go. Makes it a lot easier. That's probably the only way I do it. And then there's your meal replacement program, again, we just talked about. So there's your level 2 package. And again, all your links are live. Okay, the last one on here that we have, your level 3. You can either add carb repel, which is a little bit, again, you guys remember this is just a natural fiber that blocks unnecessary calories, supporting weight control. We said it blunts sugar spikes. So if you're not eating carbs, don't bother with this. If someone's on a low carb diet, this is a waste of money. Doesn't make any sense. But, we all use it because there's always days we're going to eat carbs. So it becomes kind of like a cheat day supplement for people in the know. So you can definitely use it because it'll block 20% of your calories from coming in when it comes to the carbs easily, right? Depending on how much you're eating. So you'll decrease the carb absorption to feel satisfied sooner. So if you know someone's going to be doing that, then I would add this to the whole thing if that's the case. Or just stick in a pantry for those days you are going to eat a lot of carbs, or even a medium amount of carbs that can block some. Or the Thermic Cell. So that would be my go-to always. It's a very mild stimulant, so it's more just energizing than stimulant. bumps the metabolism about 10%. So just sitting here, I'll burn 10% more calories using this because of the herbal blend that's in there, herbal thermogenic blend. Natural ingredients, 4-in-1 product, keeps your metabolism fired up, appetite under control, because it's got that Camellia fibrillata, which is like the African mango, but a little different from a different succulent out of India. And then you've got, and again, this is to burn more body fat, not lean body mass. It'll protect it with that new Sinatrol we have in there through multiple actions to help avoid plateaus. So just think you're going to come to a plateau when you lose weight. Everybody knows that because obviously you burn less calories the lighter you are. And the more fit you get, you burn less calories than when you're unfit and heavy, obviously. So this, and that doesn't show you got to keep dropping calories or do more work. This can actually keep you from doing that by bumping up your metabolism. So you're burning 10% more calories without doing more work, because this is making you, burn more calories from just not to when you're sitting, but also make you more active during the day. So there you have it with that one. And that's how this would work together. This talks about this. Now, carb again, on the carb repel, you definitely want to take that before a carb meal. Taking it after is not going to work nearly as well. So that's how you would take that one there. But thermic cell, you can split throughout the day. Again, the other one. But again, you got to be careful on that. 2 in the morning and 2 early afternoon, somewhere in there. You don't want to take it before bed. And then your amino formula on that. So there's your level 3 package. And of course, the meal replacements are there. And I just put these back in here so you had them all in one place. We went over these in January. This is because intermittent fasting has become such a big deal. And so as soon as someone tells me that, I just send this to them. All right, here's what you're going to take. You're going to take an active, your lean MR for when you can eat, and amino formula, because now you got nutrient dense with the lean MR, and it will help protect that muscle, because you will lose muscle intermittent fasting. Absolutely. And that's been proven. And then this will help cut your appetite during those fasting windows when you're fasting for 16 hours, or some people actual whole day. You'll be using that. And then also help defend muscle, protect your immune system, because your immune system will take a crap also, when you're intermittent fasting. So again, these are the things here. So there's your essential bundle for intermittent fasting, especially the amino formula to recover and save muscle, and of course your protein. And then this will be to cut appetite, and this is also to defend yourself from losing muscle and protect your immune system. So essential, better yet. And I put down the supplement schedule here. Obviously, there's no calories in this, so twice daily as usual. Your lean MR is your high protein, low calories. You got nutrient dense within your eating window. And this is that time restricted daily, where you get to eat in an 8-hour window or a 10-hour window. You definitely want to put lean MR in there, because you get the most nutrition in there all the way around. Thermic cell twice a day, muscle defender 1 scoop, no calories in any of that stuff. So you will not break a fast with any of this stuff here. And again, your amino formula, you're definitely using it. You're not going to break a fast with a lousy 20 calories. It's not going to happen. So make sure you're using it before and after the workout and during the workout, for sure. And this is that alternate day fasting. By the way, alternate day fasting, some people will go without eating the whole day. Rare. In fact, they actually tell you to go ahead. You're allowed about 500 calories on that day. So if you're going to get 500 calories, I would use the lean MR for almost all of them, because that is the most nutrient dense calories you're going to get at that point. Maybe a little bit of food, but I would use lean MR on that day. Anytime you've got a calorie window, use the lean MR for sure. Okay, so here's your product summary, all of them on one spot. There's your multi, a couple of one-liners for them there related to body fat reduction. There's your lean MR. There's your weight loss liver support one-liners, amino formula, all related to fat loss, and then your carb repel or thermic cell. So a little training thing for you, and use it with anybody. You can share it anywhere you want. Okay, so here's your training library. I promise you I put everything in one place so you had it. You can use it for any of these purposes, for product scripts and presentations, so you get best practices here. Staff training materials, onboarding, consumer handouts, digitally share anywhere from your social media and members. Mindful, we got these for all products, of course. So here's that one here that Kat put together for all the dietitians there. Those are your nutrients at risk for all these new diets that are out there. And there's the supplements you need to fill the gaps. So that's there. There's everything related to body fat for your multi, everything related to lean MR right here, all your one-liners. And don't forget the menus. You click on here, this is right there. All these links are live. You click on there, you're going to go to this page, and you can just go to / meal replacements, I think, menus. Kat will fill you in on that. And you'll come to these menus that have Lean MR built into your 1,500 calorie menu. So you get 2 great big regular meals and then 2 shakes. And there's lots of options with that. And then if you're over 190, you start at 2,000 calories and you get 3 good meals along with 2 fantastic shakes. And you get all the protein you're going to need here. So this is all available all the way around. And don't forget, any of these recipes, any powder can become a meal replacement. You just add stuff to it. So we have recipes everywhere. So, we have the obviously Lean MR. You click on that, and you'll get all of your baking recipes, your drink recipes, protein snack recipes for any of these powders. And I always tell you how much money you save. So I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm showing it to you right here, right? If you look at full retail, which rarely do people sell everything at full retail, suggested retail price, it's only $2 to $4 a meal. That's 25 to 55 grams of protein. Get that in a restaurant or a store. Not to mention the convenience, right? The convenience is one thing, that's obvious, but the savings is ridiculous. All right, so here's just a couple examples of fantastic meal replacements, by the way, and some of the menus. These are all hot links right here. Look at the amount of fiber in these things now when you add it to the 16 grams there too. That's on that one there, of course, but then this one here, it's got its own fiber. But you can add stuff to here, and this gets 10 grams. So you really get some great stuff. These are just examples. But here's the numbers. 12 weeks of these products here, 2 healthy meals. Full SRP would be $363. So imagine that. 180 meals for $363. That's full SRP. That's sick. That's crazy. So $288 if you give a 20% discount. If somebody buys 12 weeks of powders, which they should, it's like going to the grocery store and buying groceries, give them a 20% discount. These ones over here, 12 weeks, because we've got more, there's a few more carbs. And of course, Lean MR is, fairly expensive because of all the trick stuff that's in there. It's a little bit more, 371 with a 20% discount for 180 meals. But look at that, that's a huge savings to each. It's more than $30 per person. Don't forget, you have to have your 1 gram per pound of lean body mass of protein daily. Why not make this part of that? Save yourself tons of money, not to mention the convenience. Okay, here's some expert prezos for the Lean MR, delicious, high fiber, all the things that we had in the one-liners. I just put them all here so you can use that for training materials. You've probably heard Brian give you some of this when he was there last time. Ground up food in a bottle, quick, easy for time-constricted schedule, food in a canister, perfect meal, ideal for support weight loss. Research has shown, call it out, that 1 to 2 high protein meal replacements in place of normal meals can double your weight loss. That's why we can say all the things I showed you in those first slides. We can prove it. Not to mention 9 times the maintenance with meal replacements constantly in your diet. Here's the weight loss liver support. We already looked at all the one-liners over there, but it's right there. But always be the good guy. Don't forget, you won't need this, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, when you get to your goal or close to your goal. You won't need it. So that's a good feeling for people. When you take a drug, you're on it for life, or it's going to come back. Right? You don't have to worry about that with any of our stuff right here. And it's good for you. You can take it for as long as you want because it's actually pretty healthy, but always be the good guy when it comes to that. And here's the one-liners around that with the African mango, the belly fat thing, the thing we talk about. It's not really belly fat, it's visceral fat. It's in that area. So it's what we call ectopic. It's fat inside the liver. So it's really not the belly, but that's where it happens to be. So you can actually use that and they can identify with that. But it's really just those unwanted fat deposits in the liver that just screws the liver up. The liver is the brain of your whole body. Everything goes there first. When you extract all your nutrients out of your food. And what happens is when a person gets fat, the liver also gets fat, just like muscle cells will get fat. Most of it's subcutaneous, but otherwise when it runs out of room, it starts sticking it in like your liver and stuff. And when the liver gets fat, because it's not supposed to be there at all. And when it gets like that, it gets really stupid. It doesn't know what to do. And because you become insulin, it doesn't know how to burn sugar anymore. Now you become insulin resistant because you're pushing out too much insulin. You got receptors everywhere. All kinds of weird things happen at that. So that's why the liver is the first place we want to go to be able to control the way our body is burning sugars and fats. And there you go, some one-liners around. And I think, everyone always likes to use this one to talk about, like Drano. Liver's like, the liver is like a drain of a sink. It gets clogged. It can't do its job. So this is like Drano for your liver. People kind of really identify with some of these little one-liners here that kind of work. And then carb repel, we pretty much have that. It's become a cheat day supplement when carb intake is unnecessarily high. Like every once in a while I'll have, if I'm hanging out with with a bunch of people at a bar. Of course, I'm going to be nibbling on stuff nonstop. So a couple of these before I go, I can kind of control it all. But other than that, carbohydrates are important to your people's diet. And if we can block a few of those calories, because you're going to need the carbohydrates. I'm not talking about the fiber and stuff that's in. I'm talking about you need carbohydrates just to satisfy that desire for carbohydrates. And so there are, I always leave carbs in the diet. And by using this with it, I can block a few of those carbs. So they get the sham feeding or the taste of the carbs. They feel like they're getting it, but they're not absorbing the calories from all of it. Obviously, I block them all. And there's your one-liner. So significantly inhibits the enzyme that absorbs carbs. It blocks them from breaking down the carbs, so they just go straight through you. That's why you can't take too many of these pills. People go, "What if I take 10 pills?" It's going to be a smelly room. You got a problem there because the bacteria is going to get all those carbs. It's not going in it's not going in you for sure. Bottom line, natural non-stimulant to decrease calorie absorption to feel satisfied sooner and longer, but get less calories. And then here's some one-liners around it here, how much it blocks and so forth. If carbs are not used as energy, they get stored as fat. So if we can block a few, that helps. So you get to like there, so we can take about 10 to 25% out of those extra carbs from you wearing them. There's a couple of good, cute one-liners there as well. Then Thermexcel, that's the big daddy. This is why in a 90-day pack, it's the last product. First product in the 90-day pack, if you're using those, is the weight loss liver support, because for obvious reasons. Hopefully that's when you're at your heaviest of the 90 days, because if you're not, we got a problem. So as your heaviest, that means your liver's probably got a little fat. That's why that's first. Carbs in the middle for no reason. And then Thermexcel would be last, because the leaner you get, the harder it is to lose body fat. We all know that. Ask any bodybuilder, ask any fitness model. It definitely gets harder and more difficult. So that's when the big daddy comes in, that 4-in-1. Really, it's really the plateau buster, as we just talked about. So that's all on this page here. And again, you won't need it when you get to or close to your goal. And there's the one-liners that we already looked at last time on the last thing, all in one place. And the whole idea is to ease the journey and accelerate results and protect lean body mass. All these products. One-liners all the way around. Ultimate thermogenic to speed up metabolism, raise energy levels, and manage hunger. Burn more calories than you would on your own. Love that, while suppressing hunger. Some of these are really easy things for your trainers to pick up on. And then by the way, you can't say this stuff if it doesn't work. We can just prove it works. We already have. That's your PDSRG has all that in there if you ever want to get to it. And then here's your amino formula again. We looked at all of these things beyond protein. So we're actually getting these with almost hardly any calories. We're getting the signals to turn on your muscle so that we can protect muscle during body fat reduction, which is absolutely paramount to long-term results. And here's some scripts around the amino formula. And this is related to any goal. So it's not just weight loss. It's pretty much any goal. Add recovery from supportive essential amino acids, decrease muscle soreness. Ensure you can maintain high quality workouts as long as you desire. So, ultimate blend of essential amino acids to decrease muscle soreness, speed up muscle repair. And then I can't imagine working out without it. And I know you will agree once you start drinking this as well. Ultimate recovery drink. And making sure you properly recover means it's easier to stay consistent with my killer workouts. And that means faster results. So just a couple of, good lines there. And then I put this in, this is your intermittent fasting, better yet bundle. So this is how, you guys, I think we did a lecture on Muscle Defender for you guys. Well, this reason it's called Muscle Defender, because your immune system, everything, your whole body wants glutamine when you're under stress. Right? When you're under stress, whether you have a cold, whether you're dieting, anything that's going on in your life, whether you're exercising, like every endurance athlete in the world uses glutamine the last 8 weeks preparing for events, because they almost invariably get upper respiratory tract infections. And this can, once they get it, this can make you overcome it very quickly. And what happens is when your body is short of glutamine, which happens when you're during stress, you can't make enough of it fast enough, it robs the muscle of it, because the muscle is a dispensable or easily, a target for the body to use, because it doesn't care how big, the body doesn't care how big your bicep is when you're sick. It needs to take the aminos out of there and convert it to glutamine and send it down to the immune system to keep you alive, and all the other different parts of your body that are looking for glutamine during times of stress. So the muscle becomes this dispensable area that the body can break down. We would call it proteolus. Breaking down muscle to make glutamine. So that's why we call this Muscle Defender. Now, I got a great little graphic on that. I'm not here, but it's in that lecture that I do there. So there, glutamine is a fuel for your gut cells and plays a key role in your immune system. Your body needs glutamine during times of stress and injury. That pretty much sums it all up. Healthy gut, obviously, because it does. When you take in glutamine, glutamine is feeding your gut cells, and they turn over every 3 days. Your enterocytes, your billions of cells that line your gut that allow nutrients to come in the body, they replace themselves every 3 days because they're so active, obviously, because you're constantly eating and things are going into the body. Glutamine is the energy to produce those cells, the new cells. So that now you know it helps keep the gut healthy, and the gut does what? Talks to your immune system. There's an axis there. So it helps, communicate everything that's going on there. Glutamine is good for digestion. It helps digestive system supercharge, helps limit the breakdown of muscle. And you got think of it as the bouncer that won't let the cool kids leave the club. You can tell Brian was a bouncer, but it protects everything, the amino acids from getting out of the muscle. All right, recovery amino acid that will help recover quicker and alleviate some of the soreness you felt the next day. So there you go.